everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my tips on how to find a good club. First, a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by my server, Cliche. We're a Discord server that helps you find the perfect club for you through an aesthetic, organized, magazine browsing fashion. It's not only for clubless people though. Even if you are in a club, you can ask for advice there, whether it be for drama, advice on if you should leave or not, or for the future. If you're a club owner, you'll get a special role and you'll be able to fill out a format that allows you to professionally advertise your club. There are also special channels for tips on making outfits, social medias, handling drama, and much more. You can even talk to your favorite club owners and get advice from them. Aside from being an epic club help and finding server, you can meet new friends, participate in cool interactive events, and watch clubs perform live during showcases. You should definitely join, and I'll put the link to the server in the description below. Alright, well, we're not really, actually sponsored by them, but, it relates, and I'm someone who's really passionate about clubs, so I made this server, and I can, link it to the video. Anyways, let's get started on the tips. So, first of all, the first step into actually, finding a good club that would be, ideal for you is to do your browsing. Make sure that you're looking at all your available options before actually settling down and making a decision. There is a huge variety of clubs that are waiting for you out there, whether it be big, small, medium-sized, a dressage club, a western club, a roleplay club, an eventing club, a hangout club. It can be active, it can be a holding club, it can be a club that uses Discord, a club that doesn't use Discord, and so on. I just want to basically say that there are a ton of different clubs, and of course a lot of clubs have different themes as well, so there's a lot of searching and not really research but thinking that you need to go through. It's okay if you don't really know what kind of club you're looking for, because that's why you should browse and look around. And just like a PSA, you should be flexible. Because if you're picky, it's going to be really hard to find a club that meets your personal requirements, especially if you have a lot of requirements. And it's never a bad thing to try new things and expand your outlook on clubs. Every club has their up and downs. You guys should all be aware that no club is perfect. Even the huge clubs with 1,000 followers, there's obviously still going to be even private drama or stuff that you may not know. There is never going to be a perfect club, and if your expectations are that high, then good luck. I'm not trying to be mean, but that's just not realistic. Every club has their ups and downs. Yeah, basically, no club is perfect. A lot of people do tend to go for the bigger clubs, which is nice and all, if you just actually like a bigger, more public environment. But let me just say, it's really, really easy to feel left out or unappreciated in them. So if you join a small club, it's really rewarding actually to watch them grow, and so that you can get close with everyone in the club, and maybe, who knows, they could get bigger and you can brag and just be like, I was with them ever since they had 3 members. How cool would that be? Bigger clubs are not always the better clubs, and I know a lot of clubs have three um three clubs in total. There's a students, there's a legacy, there's I don't even remember them all, but I don't understand what the point of having 3 clubs is. Do you want 150 members? I feel like the clubs that do that are just like they're just looking for quantity over quality. And I'm not saying it's every club that does that is like that, but I personally do not like too big of a club because it's just messy and hard to interact with people in. My second tip is to make sure that you are committed. If you are looking for a club, make sure that you are prepared and ready for the requirements, whether that be activity, level, age, and etc. You obviously don't want to have a bad first impression. I'm not saying to stalk the club accounts or anything, but make sure that you don't seem like you joined without knowing basic things like what the club theme is or like what the club does in the first place. Another reason that you want to be committed is because you gotta browse carefully. You don't want to be joining 3 different clubs every week just to quote unquote try them out and then leave saying that, oh, this isn't the club for me. Um, being committed and browsing properly can help you avoid cases of club hopping. Make sure that you know what you're getting yourself into before you apply for a club. A lot of clubs, like you can tell what their vibe is by the members and the owners or the leaders. So if you get a bad vibe, then I'd suggest to move away before you involve yourself in things. And some clubs, like if you join the club, they can rope you into drama because a lot of people don't really look at your username, they just look at the club under your name and they refer to you as that. So like let's say there was a club called Massive Mothers and they were previously involved in like a bunch of drama, and even though you might be a nice person, you would have the Massive Mothers under your name, and other people could just be like, oh, that's like a bad person, so like that. So yeah, definitely make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. My third tip revolves around recommendations. Let me just put this out there really quickly. Popular clubs, like I said, are not necessarily good clubs. I personally know a lot of quote unquote popular clubs with a large following count, but they're super toxic and frequently find themselves involved in drama. Instead of wasting your time trying to manipulate other people to recommend you into one of these types of clubs, why not settle for a different club? Who knows? They might turn out better than you thought. There are so many small clubs out there that deserve way more recognition than these so-called bigger clubs. Speaking of recommendations, it's actually really clear to a member when they're being bribed or befriended by a desperate person that's just trying to get recommended. So don't push yourself on someone or force them to recommend you because that's not going to turn out very well. It puts them in a really uncomfortable situation and only lowers your chances of actually joining the club. It'll make you basically come off as childish and quite rude. If you were meant to the club, I guess you'll like if you were meant for the club, I guess you'll just have to leave it to fate. And if you get in, you get in. If you don't, there are plenty of fish in the sea. My next tip is to be patient. That's probably one of the most important tips that I can give you for the long term. There's a super small chance that you're going to find the perfect club for you the first time you ever search, so be patient. Even if it does end up taking you a long time, the club that you join might still not be perfect. Like, you need to understand that. It's not your fault. It's just that Star Stable does not operate that way, so try not to be too picky. You might actually grow to enjoy it, and it'll grow on you. If you honestly just can't find a club that suits you, the last option would to be actually to make your own, which is why I like making clubs because you can like set your own times, you set your own rules, and you can kind of shape your own club. But obviously, your like the world does not revolve around you. You still gotta care for your club members, and if your club members aren't perfect, like you can't really change that, right? There's a super slim chance of, like, sorry to disappoint you, but there's a super slim chance of finding your perfect club. Yeah, so yeah, definitely be patient. Like, I know a few people who have been looking for clubs for a few months, possibly a year, and that's okay. Like, if you want to stay clubless, you do you. You do not need a club to define you. You go be independent and you have your flexibility. I mean, there's no problem with not having a club, you know? So, it's okay. The longer, like, it doesn't matter how long you take. Even if you don't do your browsing, you can still end up finding a really good club within a few days. Like, that's not a bad thing. Just make sure that you're not necessarily club hopping and stuff like that and not going for the big clubs. Make sure it's something that you inside know you want. Alright, so that is basically all my tips for how to find a glug. That is basically all my tips for how to find a good club. I really hope that you guys are able to, and again, you should definitely join the server in the description below to help you browse properly without like having to manually search up club names and stalk people on Instagram. But yeah, thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope this video helped you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!